You've heard the myth. Getting involved in school gets you better grades. It's simple science. If you love your school, you'll probably do better in school. However, joining that quick recall team your mom told you to join in high school probably doesn't really affect your grades that much. In my opinion editorial assignment, I dove deeper into the numbers about whether being in an extracurricular involvement affects your grades. Prior to a study by Melnick done in 2012, there were really no good research articles involving a various group of individuals. Saying that, for example, there was a study done by Reese in 2010 that selected 11,000 individuals in high school. And among the 11,000 individuals, there were approximately 7,000 of them that were white middle-class students. This is a heavy research selection bias, indicating that maybe the authors wanted to get the results that they wanted, which in this case, it was that being involved in school does in fact increase your grades. However, the study that I just mentioned, Melnick 2012, indicates otherwise. And I know this this chart is difficult to see. However, I'd just like to pull some numbers from it to show you where I'm getting them from. Melnick took over 50,000 minority students and compressed all the data into a coefficient table, which is this table. I know, again, these numbers individually are very difficult to see, but I'd just like to show you. In the black males column, there's a significant correlation between grades and involvement. Now, I'd like to point out that in extracurricular involvement in black males, there is a 0.21 coefficient, which means that for the most part, they are mostly involved in extracurriculars, and this is one of the largest coefficients of this entire study. And going down the column, you can see that with grades, there's actually a negative 0.2 coefficient, meaning that there is a negative correlation between extracurricular involvement and grades. And similarly with testing scores has a coefficient of negative 0.054, meaning that they also don't test well. So these two negative values show that GPA and test scores really don't go hand in hand with how much you're involved in school. And in saying that, I don't suggest pushing your kids away or pushing your friends away from getting involved if they are struggling in school. My point is, I strongly encourage getting involved in extracurricular activities because I feel like as a student that is extremely important in your development socially and as a person. However, with grades, there really is no positive or negative correlation. I'd rather say through this data that there is just a neutral correlation and that there is no significant data saying that 100% of the time you should put your children or you should influence your friends to be involved because it'll influence their grades.